Hey team, Craig Robbins here. I want to talk to you about goal setting. It's a really important aspect in your career. You're going to be amazed at the statistic I show you related to that. Some of you think you have goals, some of you actually have goals, some of you don't have any goals. And we're going to talk about how important it is to be smart about goal setting. I will tell you, I made my goals in my early 20s and I achieved all of my goals. So by the time I was 50, I hit virtually everything I wanted to hit in terms of just the big ones, the ones that I really wanted to get nailed down. I hit them. So a lot of you you're thinking, well, I'm going to set some goals and I want to get it done within a year. You're going to underestimate how much you can get done in a year. It may not take you a year. It may take you longer than that. You need to be patient. Patience is really important in this business, and it's important in your career. Don't think it's all going to come right away. This isn't, that's not reality. I mean, you hear about that in the paper. Sometimes you get lucky, but let's just make sure you stay focused on your goal and where you're headed. So let me go with a little screen share here and talk to you a little bit about this. So there's a book that's out, what they don't teach at Harvard Business School, and they reference a really interesting survey that they did in 1979. And basically what they did is they took the Harvard MBA students and they sat down and asked them one simple question. Have you set clear written goals for your future and made plans to accomplish them? Okay, so they asked a bunch of Harvard folks, okay, MBA program. And here's what they found. 3% had goals in writing. So only 3% of the class said, hey, we got our goals in writing. 13% said, I got goals, but they're not in writing. I got, a rough idea what I want to do, but it's not in writing. And then 84% said we have no specific goals. Okay, so this is a 79. So they go back to these people 10 years later, okay, 10 years later, and 13% with goals were earning on average twice what the 84% with no goals were earning, okay? So they're on average, they're earning twice the 84% with no goals. So it gives you an idea that even having goals in your head is worth something. But here's the amazing statistic. The 3% that were earning on average 10 times as much as the 97% put together. Okay, so the 3% that had things written out, it was a huge difference. And it's the same thing in brokerage. It's the same thing in your career at Colliers or in your life goals. Write this stuff down. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a little model of 13 different, I call them domains. These are areas that you want to think about when you're writing out your goals. Okay, and what I would like you to do is be very specific with these. We think really hard about them. What are you going to be putting in them? So here are the areas. The first is career and reputation. You want to be talking about what do I want with my career? What kind of title do I want? What do I want to be known for in the office? What's my reputation? What kind of deals am I working on? What kind of clients am I working on? What's my day look like? You need to be very specific on this one. Take a lot of time, most of your time on this one. I want to talk about the hours you're going to work, the days you're going to work, how many vacations you're going to take, what kind of clients you're going to be working on, how many deals you're going to be doing a year, what kind of revenue you think you're going to be making. Set these goals. Map this out. This is a critically important aspect. Okay, the second thing is money and finances, okay? You want to be thinking about how much money do I have in the bank? And for those of you that have not done a financial statement, that basically is it's how much money you have, and then how much money you owe, and then what's left over, that's your net worth, okay? And that's a financial statement, and each one of you needs to do it and be very particular with it. When I did my first financial statement, I put my watch in it. I put my clothes in it because, heck, that was all I owned, all right? So, you put in what you got. I mean, if you had to replace everything that you have right now, you'd be surprised. Even though it's half worn out, it'd still be a pain to replace it. So money and finances, very important. How much debt are you going to have, that kind of thing, okay? Then self-esteem. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? Who are you going to be? Are you going to be true to yourself? What are your standards going to be? What are you going to be known for? Is your temperament going to be a roller coaster? Are you going to be even keel? Are you going to be life of the party? Are you going to be quiet? Decide what your demeanor is going to be. I think you'll be surprised at how that helps you with goal setting. Health. Figure out your body. If you make money in this business and you have a heart attack at 40 and it's because you didn't take care of your body, you're not successful in this business. It's just that simple. So you got to figure out, when you're older, are you going to be available to go to things? Are you going to have energy? Think about what kind of functions are you going to be going around and being able to fly, and are you going to be sedentary? What kind of life and what kind of body are you going to want to do? Take care of your body. Don't ignore it. It is the vehicle in which you're winning on this game. Relationships. critically important. Are you going to have romantic relationships? Are you going to have a family? Think about your relationships. So what's it going to look like 10 years from now? What are my relationships going to look like? And how am I going to build trust? Then you've got material acquisitions. What am I going to own? Am I going to a house, a boat, a car, a lake house, a cottage? Am I going to, what am I going to have? So think about the kinds of things that you want to own. Membership in the community. So you want to talk about, are you going to be a club member? Are you going to be in a professional organizations? What kind of memberships are you going to be part of? Are you going to be working on, the city council? What are you going to be doing there? Education and learning. Are you going to still be learning? Will you know anything new? Will you have taken on the new stuff and decided you're going to go to art school, or are you going to go learn about charities, or are you going to go, what are you going to learn a lot about? Keep learning, don't stop. That's important. Are you going to be self-help? Are you going to go train? What are you going to do? And then charity. You want to think about what kind of charitable organizations are you going to be attached to? Are you going to attach yourself to charity and then get on the board and go take care of folks? Where do you have more than enough that you can give? It can be time, it can be thinking, it can be skill set, it can be money. It doesn't always have to be money. So it could be your network of friends. You don't necessarily always have to have this on money, okay? And then playing hobby and interest. You want to say, what hobbies do I want to have then? What sport do I want to be in? Am I still going to be playing hockey? Am I still going to be skiing? What kind of entertainment do I want when I'm older? And leisure and travel. Okay, so where are you going to go? Are you going to, what cities do you want to see? Where countries do you might want to live in? What do you want to do there? And then spirituality, you've got to definitely ground that. You've got to figure out what your philosophy is, what your religion is, the why I'm here, why am I here? That conversation is worth having, and it's worth thinking through. And then finally, world. What do you want to be connected to? The environment, to politics, to culture, to countries? How do you want to interact? How do you want to be a citizen of the world? These 13 domains are a great place for you to start mapping out your overall goal setting. And number one, obviously you want to go the hardest on number one. But here's the thing. If you don't do it, you're not going to get where you want to go. So what I really recommend doing this. I did this, and it wasn't an overnight practice. It took me like a week or maybe 2 weeks, and I revisited it and I mapped over it, and I still actually have that. And it really helped my life, and it helped me get where I wanted to go. So here's what I want you to do. Set goals. Go make them happen. I think you're going to be surprised at over a 10-year period how you start getting closer to where you want to be. So folks, good luck with that. I hope this helps. I'd love to see your goals and share them with us. Let's see what you're doing. Bye-bye.